I walk into a metaphysical store, and then I saw an exact image of what I saw, and it was a cover of a tarot. And that's where I first grabbed a tarot card. Before I moved to LA, I was in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Before Santa Fe, New Mexico, there was New York, Manhattan. And prior to that was Miami. Before everything happened, prior to my YouTube channel doing readings, I was a professional pastry chef. I finished culinary arts. I majored, I have a master's in management with related to passion. There are different things that I tried. I was a 2-year pilot, student pilot. I was able to get a private license, and then as a private pilot, that didn't turn out well. Yeah, good luck with me flying planes. But after a period of time where I was still figuring out what my passion was, I had to stop school. I stopped college. I was going through that process where, what do I do next? Someone gave our family it's called a turbo oven, where you have this thing that covers the oven. It's made in glass, and then there was a recipe book. The recipe book had this butter cookies. I made butter cookies once, and then I called myself as a chef already, where it's like, I'm gonna be a baker. Then that's where I looked for culinary school, and then I got back again to college. Making pastries in New York when I was still being trained, there's so much things that New York can give you. The experience, the level of professional people that will be surrounding you, it was just amazing. It was the best place for any chef who has a culinary dream. It was very amazing to be in the center of the world, basically, and being able to practice what you are passionate about. Just like I feel everybody has their story when they close a chapter of their life. That time, I was engaged. Was gonna retire somewhere. We were planning to move out of the city because we live in Manhattan, and living in Manhattan was the perfect time. I was coming to a point where I've used the city and maximized the potential it can give to me, and at the same time I was giving to the city. It was whirlwind. It was a whirlwind romance. It's one of those things where you meet someone and then you just know. Well, you just know that time. And then things happen fast, and then it didn't went to the whole process, and separated. And then, but I was still trying to establish myself, whether it's like, I have this thing where if I can't have a relationship, I need to have at least my career. So I told myself that I have to pursue what I'm passionate about, because I already closed the bakery at that time. I had a bakery there also in New York, but I closed it down because moving out of the city. So I told myself, it's like, well, if this is not gonna work out, I'll open a bakery. And then that's where the bakery moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. I closed a chapter of a life. I feel like it's not just a chapter, it's like a whole book that it's already like closed. Santa Fe, New Mexico, there's always something magical with the place. When I was still traveling, getting to know the different states and stuff like that, one of my vacation places that I've been through was Santa Fe, and it was just one of those places where it has culture, it has all these different varieties that other states doesn't have, and I have family there, so it makes perfect sense. If I'm choosing to move out from the hustle and bustle of New York, then this is the perfect town for me. And I called my parents. I said, I need a bakery, and if you can just find me a spot. They sent me pictures. This is the spot. And then I told them, it's like, okay, I'll sign the lease. I didn't even visit the bakery. I literally just said, it's like, it looks good. I'm out of New York. And then that's it. I was very successful. It came to a point where people wrote about it. It got published, and then I have lines, and before the bakery opened, and you have people lining up for the pastries. We were running it like from 5 a.m. all the way to I believe that time, because I did different flexible hours with it, but that time I feel like I was closing at 5 also in the afternoon. I have people lining up, and everybody just keeps like, I'll take all. It was an amazing experience, very, very busy, but it was very tiring, but rewarding though. Bakery still exists. It's closed right now. The move from Santa Fe to LA was more of it got busy again. So I like to have my time. So I put a note, Sal going to surf, and then I'll be back. Other newspapers still wrote about it, and then other people put it online, like, where's Chef Sal? If you've seen him, let us know. So people really hunted me for my pastries. But then I told myself, it's like, okay, I need quiet time. So LA was the closest water area, and it was really a move for me to go to the west. So I figured out, it's like, I need time out. I always go to LA anyway. So I stayed in LA for like 2 or 3 weeks, which I always do over the weekend. When I get very busy there, I take time out. But then it happened as a permanent now. I said, it's just like, this is too busy. I'm out of Santa Fe. My first reading that I did was in Santa Fe, at home. My first practice of doing the reads was inside my kitchen. That's where all the magic happened. That's where I started being able to see what other people need. There are times where a person would just walk into the bakery, and I felt some sort of familiarity. So I would ask this person, is this your ham and cheese croissant? Then this person is like, how you know that? And I figured out, it's like, you always come here. And the person was like, this is my first time here. And then so it came to a point, a lot of conversations that I have there, it's very soulful, it's very deep. And in Santa Fe, it's a practice of people there in the mountains. And I meet a lot of old souls, a lot of people who are Reiki healers, who come into the store, and it became a thing where people really go there, and I have this deep conversation individually. And it was very enriching. That's where it all started, in Santa Fe. In reference to tarot, I never studied it. I just had one day where I was going to the bakery at 5 o'clock in the morning. My dad usually follows me going to the bakery because it's 5 o'clock, and how parents are, will follow you, so we know you get there and safe. This time, I hop into my car, and he says he's gonna follow. And as I step out of our house, there was this huge, it's a big meteor, like totally over the roof of my place. And the funny thing is, like, this is the first time I'm just by myself. So I don't know if I was asleep, half asleep, it's 5 a.m. But my dad is not next to me. So I figured out it's like, oh my God, this thing. And then, so the day went by, I called friends. I Googled if there was something, there's something in the sky that day. And then there was some things that was, sights and stuff like that. I didn't believe on any of those. But then I walked into a metaphysical store, and then I saw an exact image of what I saw, and it was a cover of a tarot. And that's where I first grabbed a tarot card. And it was a starseed tarot. Until today, I have it. It's huge. And that was my first tarot card. So it's called Starseed. How it grew, my reading, I started in the kitchen. Parents walked in, and then it's a little bit taboo also as far as culture, because I grew up as a Catholic. So when they saw me reading crystals and reading cards, it's like I didn't know what to do. I was in my kitchen, it was just me. And then they asked me what it is, and then I did a reading for them. They were very accepting of it. And then from then on, I decided one morning, Christmas morning, when I uploaded my first video. So it was December 25th, 2016. 2016. Yes, December 2016. It was more of the intuitive part. I just hold it and I know it. And it's just crazy because it's just like, how do you do that where you don't study it? So it's more of intuition. I probably have browsed now, of course, during the time now, as this is what I do. I've browsed, of course, now different booklets that it comes with. But from the day one, there was not one part of me knows about tarot. What was in my head when I uploaded my first YouTube video? One, I think I didn't even know what I was doing. I figured out, me and my sister was going through like how I was seeing stuff in the bakery, and then I figured out it's like, okay, I bought the tarot already, and I can't remember if I've seen anybody in YouTube doing a reading, but I knew that I have a phone and I have a table in my room, and I figured out I'm gonna do a first video. My sister was still asleep that time, and then I uploaded Aries, as they are the first zodiac, and I was so nervous about it, and then that's where it started. I literally don't know anything about YouTube. I don't have time for YouTube. I don't have time for anything because I was running a bakery. The bakery was still open that time, but I just figured out it's like, I'm gonna upload it in YouTube. What made me continue was there was a lot of people saying that was me. They resonate with the reading. They resonate with what the message was. And after that, it was like one of those things where rest is history. It just happened from one thing to another, to another, to another. At every success, there was also a part where you're not successful.